Hey, YouTube family, welcome to another video of the Kevin Strong Show. We're going to talk a little bit about pensions. Once again, I did a video about 2 or 3 months ago, early in the years, about pensions are a lot worse than what you think. Please check that out. It's got about almost 6,500 views. This is going to be a short video, but it's still going to be related to pensions. So an article came out about Delphi. And Delphi, for those of you who don't know, they broke off from General Motors, I believe, in 1999 around May. And I think GM gave them like $3.8 billion worth of shares or something like that. Well, since then, there's been problems with its pension, specifically with its salary employees. And these people have been fighting to get their pension restored for almost 13 years. Up to date now, there's some legislation that has recently passed in the House to kind of restore these people's pension, and hopefully maybe it goes over to the Senate. How you feel about that, you can draw your own conclusion. I just wanted to do another video because I think so many people mistakenly put so much trust in these pensions when they are told that these pensions are defined benefit plans or they're guaranteed a certain amount of money no matter what. And that's just simply not the case. So we're going to delve into this a little bit. We're going to talk about Delphi. I want to recently talk about the city of Stockton, who I believe went bankrupt in 2012. And I think a couple of years after that, I could have my math or my years wrong. I think the city of Detroit filed around 2014. So we're going to dive into this a little bit more. Once again, if you are enjoying this kind of content, please do me the honor of smashing that like button, commenting, and share because I care. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this. This is an article that's basically talking about Delphi. I set it up for you, and it says, after 13 years of arguing that their pensions were unfairly cut while federal government helped protect those of union colleagues, the salaried retirees of Delphi, the Michigan-based auto supplier, finally got a big win on Wednesday. So basically, these were salary employees that basically said their pensions were unjustly cut because they were salary, and the same thing did not apply to the union employees and their pension. So the House voted 254 to 175 to at least pass it. That would require the Pension Benefit Guarantee Corp. Now, this is an acronym, PBGC. The irony of this is that this entity is broke also. So you cannot make this stuff up. Hopefully, these folks will get some type of reinstatement regarding restitution for money that's been lost. The article talks about something about giving them a 6% interest since they've gone so long with these salary cuts. I'm going to skip down here to something I wanted you guys to be aware of. Okay, here we go. As a part of the cuts to benefits enacted by the PBGC, aka we broke too, homie, right? When it took over the salary retirees plan, as well as those for some other workers not covered by union representation, some workers saw benefits reduced by anywhere from 30 to 70%. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Please understand that these pensions are not guaranteed. There's no way in the hell anybody can guarantee you a life payout when part of that promise is predicated on them getting a certain rate of return on their investment every year. As long as the investment is yielding the necessary return, that entity can meet its future obligations. If we go to a protracted period of time when that's not possible, guess what? Less money coming in, less money coming out. And as a result, what's going to happen? These big pension funds are going to start asking for massive cuts at the most inopportune time in your lifetime when you're much older and you're probably dealing with some health issues. Just like OPRS, the Ohio Public Employee Retirement System, there is no statutory requirement for that pension system to pay for your health care. Now, they do subsidize and take care of the retirees now, but once again, if that rate of return starts to go down and they can no longer afford that, that's not an uphill battle like whether or not you are obligated to meet the pensions based on a defined pension plan. Once again, if it's not statutory for you to help with healthcare, that's one of the first things they're going to take off the table. So just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I thought that was very interesting. Like I say, we'll see how this situation plays itself out. I'm going to jump over to another article now that talks about something in Stockton, the city of Stockton. So just hold up a second. Let me switch my screen here. Okay, here we go. So here is the city of Stockton. This was, keep in mind, this is in retrospect. This was years ago because this article was in 2014. A federal bankruptcy judge dealt a blow to the California Public Employee Pension System, which is called CalPERS. It's the biggest state pension fund in the country, ruling Wednesday that payments for future worker retirements can be reduced when a city declares bankruptcy. Do you understand what I just said? When a city declares bankruptcy. So this particular judge gave this city this right to change the pension. This was a defined pension plan. Luckily for those people under this particular system, the city of Stockton opted to keep the pension in place and not take the cuts, although the judge gave them the right to do so. Okay, and let me see here. The decision came after a large creditor of Stockton, which filed bankruptcy protection 2 years ago, asked the judge to reduce the amount the city owes to the California Public Employees Retention System, the nation's largest public pension. So like I said, they could have did it, but they decided not to. So what's going to happen to all of these cities who pay into a pension, and as the mortgage crisis continues, the main source of revenue for most cities is property taxes. That's how they fund their services. That's how schools fund their educational bills. So as this thing becomes even more and more of a problem, and if the stock market enters into a bear market where it lasts for years, that's a perfect storm in a negative way, because revenue won't be coming into the city. Some of these cities that are financially struggling right now could eventually become bankrupt. There's already precedent set at state and federal levels to basically say, if you become solvent, you don't really have to meet your obligations for your pension. So that's just something that you really, really, really need to be keenly aware of. A lot of these folks are up a creek without a paddle, or maybe for somebody who looks like me, maybe you can relate to this analogy better. It's like you're getting ready to fry some chicken and you don't have any damn flour in the house. That's a painful experience, but I digress. You got to stay strong with your base, no pun intended. But if I made you laugh right now, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? Pause for the cause, hit that like button, comment, and share, because I care. But all seriousness, this is a very serious issue. I'm talking about it for the second time this year because so many people get it fixated in their mind that my pension is solvent. They told me it's guaranteed. Nothing's going to happen. It's a year by year assessment as to whether or not there's enough money coming in to pay enough money coming out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, don't forget to hit the like button. Help me grow my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.